You've been letting your fear of failure keep you stuck for way too long. Today, I'm here to call you on your BS and get to the core of the issue, which is your fear. If you're a creative who knows that you're meant for more and you're sick of just allowing your ideas to stew and bubble away in your mind instead of bringing them out into reality, then this video was made for you. The reason why we're focusing on fear, which traditionally we avoid because it's not fun to feel fear. No one wants to feel it. But the truth is the only way that we can overcome it is by facing it and responding to the fear in a way that is more constructive and allows you to move towards your goals, okay? Like, this is where the real work is done. This is how we grow and change our lives for the better. In order to get over our fear, we have to recognize the disguises that it wears. It can show up as kind of a generalized anxiety that you hold in your body, avoidance. If you find yourself avoiding doing the thing, for me, that is painting. But sometimes I find myself cleaning the house, running errands, doing absolutely anything else. And when I'm doing that, oftentimes it is fear blocking me from doing that thing. Fear embeds itself and disguises itself in these stories, aka lies that you tell yourself. Like, I'll never be good enough. Like, there are already too many people in the space for me to get started. I've already wasted too much time to get into this. The way I like to think about approaching any of these mental blocks is that there is an external approach as well as an internal approach. What I mean by internal approach is getting mindful enough to identify the belief that is at the core of these behaviors that are holding you back from achieving your goals. And once you have those beliefs, challenging them, rewriting some of these narratives, and actually questioning whether or not these stories or lies that you're telling yourself is true or not. So ask yourself, what is the core belief that is driving this fear? The most predominant one I've seen and that I've been struggling with myself is a fear of failure, that it won't go anywhere. The fear that I don't have what it takes. I know it's uncomfortable, but once you identify them, then what we want to do is challenge them. Say that your fear is true. Okay, that you try whatever it is for X number of years, months, and you're not successful. What would you do? I quit my job as a pharmacist in the pharmaceutical industry to pursue a more creative path that is aligned with my values and the impact that I want to make in the world. If an alternative path doesn't work out, I always have the option to go back into a more traditional corporate job. Is that the end of the world? No, because that's the path I would have taken anyway if I had continued onwards. I was noticing that these narratives were running without me even realizing. Our cheesy quote of the day is, in order to fly, you must be willing to fall. You cannot be afraid of failure. It is hard in today's world of social media where we are constantly bombarded by highlight reels and different narratives of telling us how we are not good enough already and people trying to sell us stuff. I think it is so revolutionary to have an unshakable belief in yourself, and it's hard to develop in today's world. How I'm being more mindful is I am starting a meditation challenge for myself of meditating for 30 days consecutively. It's been a long time since I've done that, probably a year. Today is day 3, so I'm hoping to document the process and keep you guys updated on how that goes, but I'm already noticing the benefits. I think that summarizes the internal approach. There is also the external approach, which is action. This is not something that is avoidable. You can think about it all day. Any goal that you have for your life is only going to come into reality by doing. If you notice that you want to take action, but you just can't quite get there, working on the underlying reasons, the underlying fear is often helpful, but you have to do the thing, whatever the thing is. I believe in the importance of dreaming big. However, if you are in a place of being stuck, feeling like it's difficult to make any action at all, what you actually want to do is start where you are. I listened to an awesome talk with Mel Robbins and Dr. Doty, who is like a neuroscientist and a leading expert on manifestation. And this was a major takeaway. If you're trying to improve your health and run a marathon, but right now you are absolutely sedentary, your goal is not to run a marathon, it is to walk around the block. You need to start where you are and break your big goals into small steps. I have this dream of bringing beauty into the world and improving people's lives and solving people's problems through my art. Having only taken a couple commissions from friends and family, this feels like a really lofty goal. I knew that in addition to having a regular creative practice, another early step was just having conversations with local businesses or potential clients to understand what they're looking for. But for weeks, I was putting off going into businesses, putting together a pitch binder, and actually talking to people because I was so afraid of failure. What actually kicked me into action was taking that really dreamy, lofty goal I had and just breaking it down into smaller goals, like number 1, creating a pitch deck. Number 2, finding a printer to actually print my deck, like that level of detail, because that breaks it down to something that is actionable and moving you towards your goals. If you are in a place of being stuck, your goal is not actually to reach those lofty goals. It is simply doing. It is simply action. Any action that will move you towards the direction of your goals. So I think it's important to kind of redefine the goal and redefine success, because as long as you're moving towards your goal, that is a success. And that momentum builds. Whenever you start taking smaller steps, you open yourself up to the next step in the longer overall timeline of reaching those lofty goals. And for me right now, that goal of pitching businesses is manageable and it's enough. Kate Hall, a thought leader in personal agency, talks about ways to help develop this as a learnable skill rather than a fixed personality trait. I think reframing personal agency in this way is so helpful for people who are in maybe a cycle of feeling stuck or are having difficulty taking action. And one of the top ways to do so is to court rejection. There's that social media account where the guy just like goes around public recording how he tries to get rejected every single day. And I think this is so important for creatives who are perfectionists. We need your work. We need your ideas. We need your vision in the world. And the only way you're going to actually do that is by taking action. I know I am absolutely tired of allowing my fear to guide my actions. I thought I had a hold over it, and healing and integration is like a spiral pathway. It's really not linear. So if you are interested in creative recovery, in working on mindset in service of a more meaningful and joyful and healthy life, follow along. That's what we talk about here. This is your life. We only have one chance at this, unless you believe in reincarnation, but still, that you won't remember that. So this is just your one chance. I'll link everything I talked about below so that you can explore these resources that are helping me on my own creative path. And I hope you stick around for more of this content. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and we'll talk again really soon. Bye.